Aloha, I'm Mililani Trask. I have been involved in the TMT for the last 25 or 30 years. The local community here on the Big Island of Hawaii has always been concerned about the overdevelopment on the mountain because it is a sacred place, it is a place of worship, but also because it's a mountain that has been heavily used for scientific research, for community work with the university, and there's also a number of competing uses, hunters, skiers, uses that have never been actually put together in one management plan for the mountain. There's never been carrying capacity for the mountain ever established. So this is why I became involved, and I have gone through hearings, I've gone through contested case, I've been a witness to hearings, I've been an attorney, but as we have gone through the lengthy court procedure, we have not yet been able to get any relief for our community, the Hawaiian community or the non-Hawaiian local community.
Okay. Now you mentioned something about that you've done some research on the Moore Foundation, and I think we talked earlier about some concern over that they don't really have a plan.
Yes.
For integrating this with the native culture.
When I learned that the Moore Foundation was coming in to bankroll the operation, basically with several $100 million, I began to do a due diligence check on them. First, I inquired all the many environmental groups here in Hawaii. No one knew of them. No one knew of any project that they had ever done here in Hawaii. I then went to check the data that they had posted for the public on the internet. There I found representations that they support responsible environmental action, but I could not find a single example of a single project that they had actually done that implemented this policy. In my examination of the website that they have up, they don't actually have an environmental policy passed by their board that you can view. They don't have any policy regarding working with indigenous peoples, which would also be a significant point for us here. I could not find anything on the internet, and so I then began to review the documentation that they had sent to the local authorities, state, federal, as well as our county here. Again, there was nothing of substance there other than a blanket representation that they are environmentally responsible. This is of great concern to me because the last 10-12 years we have been pushing for an integrated cultural and resource management plan for the mountain. This is nothing revolutionary. This is the approach that has been taken for many years in looking at mega projects in sensitive environmental areas. This is nothing new. However, we have not been able to find anything anywhere in the documents here that seem to indicate that the Moore company, the Moore Corporation, really does intend to implement an integrated cultural and resource management plan. In fact, I haven't found a single shred of evidence. There's not even a single document. There's not even an outline of their involvement in the project other than their repetition that they're going to be bringing in 300 million. The thing is, what is the plan for expending that money? And how can we say at this late time, having gone through contested case hearings and litigation, with an order from a court now, on this point, here are these folks moving with their big money, but no evidence that they will in fact pursue a cultural, integrated cultural natural resource management plan. And actually I haven't found a shred of evidence that they even know what an integrated natural resource management plan is.
Do you think this is another project that's just being driven by big money? I mean, the politicians, the organizations see this for the economy of Hawaii, which is kind of in recession now. Do you see this as that this money could be a real, maybe even a negative driving force?
I think that clearly it's one of the projects that moves because there's money and a few people with special interests behind it. It's been common knowledge here on our island for years that what was pushing this was a concern for military development and use of the mountain. This is what really started it 35 years ago with the very long baseline array that was put in solely for the military. It's also common knowledge that the federal government has been working very closely with the University of Hawaii to try and turn the university here into what's called a UARC, a special educational facility that interfaces with the U.S. military to do military-related research. So we know that there is also this relationship. But when I take a look at where we are now and where we've been for the last 30 years, every proposal that has come forward has been a special interest proposal driven by a few people that had a big pot of money. There's never been any other approach to Mauna Kea other than that.